Okay, in this first video, what I'm going to do is I've made a movie of a snowboarder, and what I'm going to do in that movie is just play it for you right here. There it is. Snowboarder does a flip. And what I want to do is make a menu system that's going to play this movie and some other movies that I'm going to put together. So in the first step, what I want to do is, this is an organizational one, and I'm going to show you how to organize what I've done here, the snowboarder, into a separate folder. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and I'm going to call this folder Snowboard. And I'm going to put in the snowboard, I'm going to drag into that folder the movie. So did it do anything different? No. Same movie, but now it's located in a folder all organized together, and you can see it's going to play. Let me play it just to show you. Okay, the second thing I want to do is I want to make a menu system, and I want to put this movie not here, but farther down the timeline. So I'm going to make a new layer on top of this. I'll make a couple here that I haven't even used yet. And this one here I'm going to call menu. And this is going to be my menu. And what the menu is going to do, it's a menu is just going to have buttons in it. And it's going to keep track of where I'm going to go. I'm also going to make another layer here called actions. And the actions are where I'm going to put scripts in, tell it when to play and when to stop. So, and this third layer here, I guess I don't need just yet. I'll add it later. I'll put another movie. So let's get started. So the snowboard movie, if I open the snowboard movie, you'll see that the snowboard movie is starts here at the very beginning and ends here at frame 25. I don't want it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the snowboard movie, and I'm going to cut those frames out, and I'm going to put the snowboard movie starting maybe at frame 10. So here's the snowboard movie, and now it starts at frame 10, and it goes to right here. And what I'm going to do, so, oops, I'm just going to undo that, and what I'm going to do is I've got the snowboard movie, and go frame 10, and I'll paste it here. So here's my snowboard movie. It's going to start at frame 10. So now if I was to play this, what you would see is for the first second there'd be nothing. And let me just play it here. There's nothing, and then the snowboard movie comes, starts, and plays. So what I'm going to put here in the nothing is my main menu. And so what I'm going to do with the main menu is I'm going to make some buttons. And I'm going to make this button, I'll make it really basic for now. I'll do a home button here. And I'll put some text on it. And I'll just say home. Okay. So there you go, and I'm going to put, I'm going to convert this, so this is in frame 1, and I'm going to go modify and convert this into a symbol. So I select convert to symbol, and I'm going to make it a button, and this is going to be the home button. And I can work with the button afterwards as well. And I'm going to go and view my library now by going Window and Library. And you'll see here's my home button. Looks like this. Great. And really I should fix it up and make it fancier, and I'll probably do that in another video. But to be quick, I'm just going to leave it as a home button. And I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to call the next one Snowboard Movie. And so I'm going to give the, here's one that says snowboard. If I drag the snowboard on, I'll drag it onto the stage here, and you'll see it says home because I duplicated it. But what I can do, if I double click on it, it's a separate button, and I can edit the text in this button. So instead of saying home, it says snowboard or snow, because I don't have enough room here. And voila, I now have two buttons, one home and one snowboard. I'm going to next give these buttons name. So I'm going to click on the home button, and I'm going to give it a name and call it BTN home. I'm going to click on this button and give it a name and call it BTN snow. And I'll add some more buttons as I go along. So what do I want those buttons to do? Well, I'm going to, for now, presume that on the timeline, I might go as far as 100. So I'm going to make the last keyframe, insert a keyframe here at 100. So the snow and the home button go all the way from 1 to 100. Great. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is in the actions, I'm going to insert some keyframes. So right here, I want the movie to play and then stop before the snowboard video starts. So I'm going to go to frame in the actions layer. I'm going to insert a keyframe here. So I select insert keyframe. And from here to here is going to be the menu. So I'm going to give it a name. To give it a name, I click anywhere in the middle between 1 and 10, and I go down here to name, and I'm going to call this home. And when I do that, it labels home here. Great, now I'm going to do some action scripting. To do action scripting, I click on actions, and the action I want to put right here in this frame is simple. It's stop. So I write the word stop. And so now if I test the movie, what's going to happen is it's going to stop. It played for the 1 second, the home chunk, and then it stopped. It didn't go here to the next section, which is the snowboard movie. And we should have seen the snowboard movie. You'll see the snowboarder is going to come from behind the home button and go along. So this next section is going to be the snowboard video. So what I'm going to do is in the actions panel, I've got this frame here. I'm going to insert another keyframe. So I'm going to insert a keyframe here in frame 11. This is the beginning of my snowboard. And as soon as the snowboard is supposed to stop, which is right here, I'm going to insert another keyframe. And in this keyframe on the actions, oops. On the actions, this is the end of my snowboard video. So I'm going to click anywhere in the middle here, and I'm going to call this snowboard. So this sequence is called snowboard. Okay, so when I press snowboard, I want it to stop right here. And so I'm going to go to the last frame here, and I'm going to type in the actions, stop again. So I've got a stop sign here, an action of stopping here, and I've got an action right here of stopping at this frame. Okay, I'm going to make the buttons work now. So to make the buttons work, let's go and select the home button. And what I'm going to do for button home is I'm going to use the global functions. The first function is going to be on release. So I need to, I can either just type it in, or I can go to the I can go down here to the timeline, or not timeline, the movie clip control, and I can select on. So I select on here. On what? On releasing the button. So on releasing the button, what I want to do is I want to do a timeline control, which is go to and play. Go to and play what? Well, this is the home button, so I want to go to and play the home movie. So when I release the home button, what I want to do is on release, go to and play, home, there's brackets and semicolons. Now, another way I could do that is I could just type the code in manually. So let's go here and do the same thing for snowboard. So I click on the snowboard button. You'll see it says button snow. And in this time, I could do the same way and just click and tell it to put the code, or I could just go paste. So on the snowboard button, I want to go on release, go to and play. And I want to go to and play. I got to spell it exactly as I did on the timeline. Snowboard, S-N-O-W-B-O-A-R-D. So I'm going to put snowboard, and it's going to play snowboard. Let me test it out and just see what it looks like. So I'm going to test the movie, home, stop. So the stop works. When I click on snow, the snowboard is going to play, and it should play all the way to the end and stop. And then I'm going to go back to home, and it's going to go to the home menu. So everything disappeared because the home menu had nothing on it. I hit snowboard, it's going to go to the snowboard one, and when I hit play, it's going to play. Okay, that's how you make a series of a menu, and how you put